Thank you, Dr. Gates. And now I'll invite the superintendent of the Findlay School District, Suzanne Feeney.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Jean said, I'm Suzanne Feeney, and I'm the superintendent in the Findlay School District. Over the last 8 years, I have had the great pleasure of recognizing some of Findlay's finest educators as a result of the Crystal Apple Award. This year, we acknowledge a true leader, Lorianne Donovan, who excels every day in demonstrating excellence in education. And I understand your family's here. Could her family just stand? Perfect. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. Lorianne is a natural leader among the staff of Findlay Elementary School. In her third grade classroom, it's clear that the well-being of each individual child is her top priority. She invests one-to-one time with students to help them through their struggles while providing a safe and nurturing environment. In her positive, hands-on classroom, Lorianne models for her students the behavior she expects, and in turn, her students mirror these same positive behaviors. As one of Lorianne's colleagues states, she elicits responses and discoveries from students, fostering a motivating and creative environment in her classroom. Lorianne challenges her students each day to expect more out of themselves and to go above and beyond what is expected. Students learn to push themselves and do their best. They also have a great time in that classroom if you ever visit. Lorianne also inspires her colleagues to expect more of themselves in their teaching profession. Staff members are continuously impressed with Lorianne's thirst for knowledge and desire to strengthen and improve upon her teaching skills. She is a thoughtful, respected colleague, always eager to expand her professional development and share her knowledge with her peers. Teachers truly appreciate her collaborative nature and willingness to share insights and ideas. It is clear that not only the staff and students of Findlay Elementary, but indeed the entire Findlay community have been positively shaped by the leadership of Lorianne. So it is with great pleasure this afternoon to introduce Lorianne Donovan to you and tell you how grateful I am for her to be a teacher in the Findlay School District. Thank you, Lorianne.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
And this is for you. Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you, Suzanne. Next, I'll invite Mr. Dave Bond, Superintendent of the Kennewick School District.
Good afternoon. As Jean said, I'm Dave Bond, Superintendent of the Kennewick School District. Being a superintendent sometimes comes with its challenges, but a day like today is when it's actually delightful to be the superintendent because you get to recognize some of the outstanding educators in your district. And I have the privilege today of recognizing a couple of those folks who are really the real heroes in the field of education. So we are honoring 2 teachers today from Kennewick, and I'm pleased to start by introducing to you Michael Parker. When you walk into one of Michael Parker's band classes, one of the first things you sense is the mutual respect that Mr. Parker and his students have amongst them. Although he's very soft-spoken, caring, and has a quiet demeanor, Mr. Parker is clear and firm with his expectations, and he commands the attention of his students. Spend just a few minutes in his room, and you can tell that students know they are being taught by a really great teacher who truly cares about them. And that is especially important at a school like Park Middle School, which is highly impacted by poverty, where instilling a sense of belonging and self-worth is vital in keeping students engaged in school and on a path to success. Under Mr. Parker's direction for the past 5 years, participation in the band programs at Park Middle School have increased dramatically. Often students drop out of band because learning to play a musical instrument can be a challenge, but not at Park. In fact, Mr. Parker actually actively recruits students into band even as 7th and 8th graders, and he is able to get them up to speed and a contributing member of the band in just a very short amount of time. Band classes at Park average between 40 and 50 students, and this is a testament to his influence and his success with his students. One of his students, Ray Porter, wrote this in his nomination letter. Mr. Parker is an outstanding teacher. He is very patient and cares for his work, his students' work, and his school. Music provides us a chance to express ourselves with sound and have lots of laughs along the way, as well as learn important life lessons that are hidden beyond the musical notes. Patience, persistence, confidence, dedication, technique, adaptability, and diligence are a few things I have personally learned from Mr. Parker through learning to play the alto sax with him. Music is lovely and free. I feel that all my worries and troubles can be washed away with a lick by a drumstick and with a little help from Mr. P. I believe that in order to have a strong school, you need to have a strong band. In order to have a strong band, you need a strong conductor, someone like Mr. Parker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to present the first recipient from the Kennewick School District of the Crystal Apple, Mr. P. Michael Parker. Congratulations. So, why don't you guys... Our next Crystal Apple goes to Christy Holden, who teaches family and consumer sciences at Southridge High School. And I know that her family member is here, or her family members are here because I met them a little earlier. So can you stand and be recognized? I think she's got a husband, a mother, and a sister here. Oh, and some others, some late arrivals. Christy Holden has been described as a quiet leader who has a huge impact on the lives of the students she teaches. Students perceive and react positively to the genuine care and concern she demonstrates for each and every student in her classroom. Mrs. Holden has a special knack for assessing the different learning styles of all of her students, as well as their needs, and then developing lessons that support each individual's learning style, their talents, and their self-esteem. Over the course of her 34 years in education, the last 11 of those in our district, Mrs. Holden has taught independent living, careers in education, foods and nutrition, family relationships, and consumer sciences. Christy exudes both compassion and professionalism. She is a positive role model for her students who have benefited from her mentoring and guidance. Elizabeth Lutz, one of her students, put it this way: Mrs. Holden is the most respected teacher I know and is always there to lend a helping hand, no matter what the issue is. I was first introduced to Mrs. Holden my sophomore year in her child psychology class. At first, she was just a great teacher who was friendly and greeted everyone in the morning as they walked to class. She always made the material we were learning interesting by using creative activities to help us understand what she was teaching. By the middle of my sophomore year, I felt comfortable going to her when I was frustrated or dealing with an issue I was struggling with, whether it was related to school or personal issues. Last year, Elizabeth writes, I was honored when she asked me to consider participating in the Careers in Education program as a junior. This was the first time a junior was recommended to the program. I was proud that Mrs. Holden believed enough in me to be a part of that program. She has inspired me to want to be a teacher just like her. I can only hope to touch the lives of students like she has done for me. She makes me feel special, and she truly cares about each and every one of their students and their successes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to introduce our second Crystal Apple Award from Southridge High School in the Kennewick School District. This is Christy Holland.